fans, for the fans, and by the fans. Netflix's Dota adaptation strikes the balance between artistic freedom and faithfulness to the source material to produce a show that can appeal to both fans and casual viewers. And as expected, fans were elated to see in-game concepts applied in the anime. In this video, let's discuss some of the most exciting in-game concepts brought to life in the Dota anime. As with other high fantasy stories, Dota's massive lore includes a diversity of races, each with their own unique features and history. Many of the game's playable characters are not even human, and the anime used this diversity as a tool for world building and a direct nod to the source material. Remember this guy from the second episode? He is one of Nikdo's henchmen from Hauptstadt. Well, does he remind you of anyone? Like Axe or maybe Disruptor. It's a good thing he didn't spin when Marcy broke his arm. How about this sneaky little bastard who looked like Bounty Hunter? Or this hulking fella with striking resemblance to Elder Titan. Both are part of Deep's gang who attacked Davion outside of Hauptstadt. In that same episode, Marcy and Miranda meets another familiar face. The NPC who holds the key to the most powerful items in the game, the secret shop merchant. In this scene, the anime gave us a blink and you'll miss it moment with a handful of in-game items seen in the background. A morbid mask, an urn of shadows, some healing salves, a headdress of rejuvenation, a pair of tranquil boots, a battle fury, and a buckler to name a few. But the most interesting of all is this little piece of green gemstone. What is it? Well, it's green and it's supposed to reveal things made invisible by magic. Any self-respecting Dota fan will know what that is. Speaking of items, Davion's Squire Bram used a town portal scroll to get to the Dragon Knight's stronghold and warn them of an impending crisis. And the town portal scroll, also known as the TP, works exactly the way it does in the games. It takes the user back to his or her headquarters after just a few seconds of channeling. Only in the anime, the TP requires a small amount of blood offering, probably as a way to limit the TP's powers, because in reality, the ability to instantly return home, no matter where you are in the world, is god tier. This is one of the more obvious and anticipated skills to appear in the anime. In the games, Davion has a passive ability which raises his armor and grants him an accelerated regeneration. This skill is known as the Dragon's Blood, which may be where the anime derived its title. We saw this in the anime when Davion pulled a Wolverine after being beaten senseless by Deep's gang. He even took Dragon's Blood a step further by transforming into a human-dragon hybrid and murdered everyone. This said transformation is not the last transformation to be discussed in this list.
You can't hit a Chaos Dragon either. There you are, you son of a bitch.
Chaos magic was more of a background thing in the games. The show, however, explored this concept with the introduction of Kaden. According to Davion, Kaden is the only Dragon Knight to have slain all 8 types of dragons. He then forged his armor out of the remnants of the different types. As such, his armor is imbued with magical properties. Most notable is his breastplate, which has chaos magic. It enabled him to evade enemy attacks by teleporting short distances. And based on the animation, he may even be able to produce perfect copies of himself. It then begs the question, is Kaden going to be the Chaos Knight in the show? Or is he acting as more of a precursor to the real Chaos Knight, whose name is Massage? Speaking of teleport, Blink is probably the most efficient skill in a game which involves tower defense and conquering areas of a map. But it is also the most annoying if you are playing against a character which has a skill of this caliber. It is a skill possessed mostly by agility type hitters. In fact, two of the game's most powerful characters possess such a skill. In the anime, it is a skill used by Fimrin. Now let's take a look at the parallels between the game and the anime. In the games, characters with Blink start off as weak, easy targets. They use Blink mostly as an escape tool. However, as the game enters the late phase, Blink-type characters become god tier and nigh unstoppable. Just like Fimrin, who couldn't fight in the first few episodes. She wasn't really a coward, but she was frail and could easily be massacred by other more experienced fighters. She could only watch as Luna massacred her pod, but in the final episode, she became lethal and managed to kill Luna and avenge her pod. Also, did anyone notice the weapons that she used? They look very much similar to the ones used by Phantom Assassin. So, is Fimrin going to be the Phantom Assassin? We all know PA's real name is Mortrin. Let's wait and see. Terrorblade is the big bad of the show, and is indirectly responsible for Davion becoming the literal Dragon Knight. He proved to be a very capable villain who could whoop godlike characters such as Lyrak and Salamene. In these fights, we saw reimaginings of various Terrorblade skills, such as Reflection, Conjure Image, Metamorphosis, and a body possession type of skill which may or may not be Sunder, TV's tricky ultimate skill. That is just the first season. Maybe we can expect more from him in the upcoming episodes, such as Terror Wave and Demon Zeal. Of course, Miranda is the female lead, and we really have to see her skills in action. We all watched her shoot down several unsuspecting targets from an impossible distance. A nod to her most iconic skill, the Sacred Arrow, which can be used to strike targets from a safe distance. And in episode 3, Miranda invoked Salamene's blessing to rain down a multitude of arrows from the moon.
In a way similar to Starstorm.
Too bad she didn't hit her target, but in all fairness to Miranda, Fimrin had PA-type skills, which makes her difficult to hit. Anyway, I would surely love to see Moonlight Shadow in the upcoming seasons. True to her reputation as both a nuker and a hitter, Luna acts as Salamene's executioner in the show. First, she used her Moon Glaive in all its fatal glory, taking out multiple targets with one throw. And when Fimrin tried to get away, Luna used Lucent Beam to both hurt and incapacitate the young elf.
And in episode 6,
she used Eclipse, a more destructive version of Lucent Beam, to neutralize and flush out the rebels hiding in the forest. Talk about being a nuker. Well, it's too bad Fimrin took her out in the season finale. It could be considered a betrayal if the show didn't include Davion's dragon form. After all, the show is built around the concept of someone having dragon's blood. We just didn't expect that it would happen in the first season. It's not that we're complaining. What's satisfying about this transformation is how the look of Davion's dragon in the anime stayed faithful to the games. The dragon itself looks visually stunning and multi-dimensional. And not to mention, he engaged Kaden in a high-octane fight scene. Let's not forget that Studio Mir, the same studio that made The Legend of Korra, worked on the show. This is a way of showing what they could do if unhampered by audience ratings. So what other Easter eggs were you able to spot in the show? And what else would you like to see in the upcoming episodes? Let us know in the comments below. And as usual, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.